I thought I could have sworn this happened. I'm pretty sure I was here for it. I was gone for 3 years, but I am back. I thought that the Wilpons had sold the Mets. I was told that took place and that the new owner, this guy named Steve Cohen.
Yes, his picture is right behind me right now.
That's Abraham Lincoln's picture.
Right next to Lincoln?
Oh, there he is. Okay, great.
A. Cohen.
Worth $14 billion. Lifelong Met fan. Loves owning the Mets. Can't wait to inject a whole bunch of do-re-mi into the Mets. Met fans have bought into it, as you should. You now have the deepest pockets in baseball, and things are going to be different. You are not going to live under the specter of same old Mets anymore. You told me that, Evan, did you not?
I did tell you that, yes.
And then I take stock of, the only thing I can take stock of, and that's what's happened to date. What happens tomorrow, I'll deal with tomorrow.
Right.
I can only make comment with you on what's taken place thus far. Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I do believe that there will be money spent.
What's the concern?
Just hasn't happened yet.
What's the problem?
So here's the concern, because I want you to play out the parallel.
Okay.
Thus far, the New York Mets have signed 2 relief pitchers. 2 guys named Trevor.
Yes.
Trevor May, and I can't pronounce the other one.
Hildenberger.
And Trevor
Side-arming right-hander.
Hildenberger.
Good year a couple years ago.
Both guys, ERA's over 4.
All right.
But okay, they got 2 relief pitchers.
Yep.
All right? Then the news came from the New York Mets that for you season ticket holders, that they had these special bobbleheads for you that you didn't get because you couldn't go to games this year, and they wanted to make sure that you season ticket holders got your bobbleheads, right?
Yep.
One's a
Pete Alonso Rookie of the
Alonso.
Year from 2 years ago, and a Jacob deGrom back-to-back Cy Young Award bobblehead.
Very great collectibles. You're a Met
Awesome.
fan, you love them.
Yes.
But they announced that we're not going to send them to you. In a world of COVID, we're going to make you come get them.
Yeah.
That's right. And by the way, if you live in New Jersey, you're not allowed to.
Well, who said that?
Governor of New Jersey.
Oh, you can't come to New York to get the
Cannot
bobblehead?
because of COVID.
But you're not leaving your car.
They don't want cross-contamination across the river.
You're not leaving your car.
All right, so they make that decision. Evan makes a big deal about that yesterday.
Yeah.
Because he's going to sit in his car outside of Citi Field on Saturday with his kids in the car.
I'm excited.
Waiting for someone in a full hazmat suit to walk over to the car and throw bobbleheads into the car.
Damn
All
right.
right. You got nothing else to do on
And
Saturday?
as you saw
Do it.
yesterday with me catching the big box you threw at me, I
Yeah.
can catch these things.
Okay, so we're not going to make it easy for fans. We're not going to hold on to their money, and no tickets are available, of course. We're not going to send them the bobbleheads because that'd be too easy, right? We're going to make them come to us, which makes no sense at all. And then comes the breaking news today, which happened, I don't know, an hour ago or so, whatever it was. No, 15 minutes ago. The New York Mets have made a trade. Okay, here we go. So I'm excited. I call Evan into my office. I go, Evan, the Mets made a trade. Let's go. Let's find out together what the trade was.
Right.
Because I want to experience a diehard season ticket holder Met fans' reaction to what's going to be the most significant move of this offseason to date. Not a free agent signing, a trade, because I'm thinking to myself, Lindor's a Met.
Yeah, you're thinking Lindor, Arenado.
That's what I was thinking.
Right.
I thought they had Lindor, and you said it might be Arenado. I go, all right. This is where Steve Cohen makes his first mark, other than Twitter, which is the only place he's made his mark thus far, okay? Mets have traded with the Pittsburgh Pirates a guy named Luis Oviedo,
Yes.
okay?
Guy they just picked in the Rule 5 draft. by
They
the way.
just picked this guy up. I never heard of this guy before. You may have. I imagine you probably did. So what did they get in return for Luis Oviedo? I'm told Pittsburgh has a first baseman out there that the some teams might like.
Josh Bell, yeah.
That's right. I've heard Josh Bell's name bantied about. And I'm saying to myself, okay, let's see how they work this into the whole thing, right? No. They traded Luis Oviedo for cash. Money.
Yes, money.
Not a guy named Billy Cash.
Kevin Cash.
Not Kevin Cash. They traded a guy you never heard of that they just picked up in the Rule 5 draft for money. Weren't we told that money's not something they no longer need? That they're good on the money front? Well, I mean,
look,
did I miss the memo?
I will
where
admit,
Steve Cohen thinks today's Halloween and he's dressed up like Jeff Wilpons?
I will admit, because I was into the Rule 5 draft. I like the Rule 5 draft.
Yeah.
You know, Johan Santana.
Rule 5 draft.
Roberto Clemente.
Rule 5 draft.
Rule 5 draft. I like the Rule 5 draft. I remember when Sandy Alderson fooled me into believing a guy by the name of Bradley Emis was going to be a hell of a player. He was the second baseman. Rule 5 draft.
Second baseman.
Look at you. So when they picked up this kid, I was actually texting my friends, he's only 21. Look at this video from the Dominican Winter League. He throws 97.
Right.
Maybe they'll have expanded rosters this year because of COVID. They can hide him on the roster for the full year. We are going to acquire the next Johan. And I will admit, when he's traded for cash, I laughed.
Cash.
And I did utter the phrase, and I tweeted it as well. If the Wilpons still own the team, I would bash this. I admit that.
So then you got to be fair. It's got to be apples to apples.
No, I can't do that yet.
Why not? You and every Met fan would view this as, dare I say it, typical Wilpons.
You're correct, yes.
The bobblehead thing, typical Mets.
Yeah.
The guys they signed, you might like the signings, but typical Mets, not spending the big money yet.
You're right.
Trading a guy for cash, they're cash poor. They need the money.
You're right.
Typical Mets.
Yes.
So, I would like to apologize, and dare I say it, to the Wilpons.
Oh, come on.
Because
no,
clearly treated them unfairly.
The Wilpons
That's right.
had plenty of years for us to judge them.
So let me hear the attack.
Steve Cohen has owned the team for weeks.
Yeah, and now, I guess he
the
needs money.
offseason has not been completed. It barely has started.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, outside of Charlie Morton signing with the Atlanta Braves, what the heck has happened?
And by the way, what do you think they got? $50,000?
It doesn't matter.
It was a nominal amount of money.
Look, I'm not
going to. It was probably like tip money for his staff.
I'm not going to defend selling a Rule 5 draft pick to the Pittsburgh Pirates because I don't know. It doesn't faze me in a huge way.
Well, let me stop you and ask you a question because I don't understand
ask
all
me whatever you
the
want.
machinations of the Rule 5 and all that stuff.
I'll do my best to explain.
When they got this kid, 21-year-old kid from the Dominican, I think, Venezuela.
Prospect in the Indians organization.
Right. Yeah. So if he throws 97 and people think highly of him because of his age and the fact that he's already throwing 97, high 90s, why wouldn't you take a kid like that?
I'm going to tell you why.
Put him in your minor league system.
Well, let me explain it.
And see if he becomes something like. If you have an owner that clearly doesn't need the money.
I got to stop you because you're wrong already.
Why not park the kid?
Okay, because you can't. A part of the Rule 5 draft is that he needs to remain on your major league roster the entire season. If you try to send him to the minors, you have to offer him back to the Cleveland Indians. So one of the risky things about the Rule 5 draft is that you got to store this guy on the major league roster.
Okay.
Now, what the Twins did with Johan many years ago, Johan Santana had never pitched above single A. But the Twins saw something in him. So he pitched out of the Twin bullpen the majority of that entire season. Didn't do much. Was not that effective.
But he was on the roster.
But he kept him on the roster.
Okay. Well, that answers my question.
No, that's what I'm here for.
Thank you.
Now, I don't understand the benefit of getting money back, and I'll be the first to admit, if this team was still owned by the Wilpons, yes, I'd bash it.
So go ahead.
The reason I'm not, no. The reason I'm not is it's December. George Springer's still a free agent. Trevor Bauer's still a free agent. And I still have those expectations that they're going to spend like a big market team. So I'm not going to go after every little move. A part of the reason why we went after every little move the Wilpons made was because of the big moves they didn't. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, then what the hell's the problem?